Good evening, everybody. I can start here in just a second. Everybody's doing good. Bobby B, see you out there. We have some more join a little bit in a little bit. I'm gonna do a few, maybe just do one sketch tonight. Talk about a few other things. Thinking about doing some card shows soon. Gonna do maybe a show locally next month. Not sure. Might go and set up a table and try to do some sketch art live and sell some sketch cards there live and things like that. So for maybe a 2 or 3 day show. I'm going to check one out this weekend. It's very similar, same location, same venue, and just see the setup and how it's like. So kind of a newer thing to me. I've drawn in front of people, obviously. YouTube's a little differently, of course, different. But yeah, I don't enjoy selling things that much in person. But I'm going to try it out. Take my son and my wife up there, check it out. Windows situated here. I got some news on the sketch card front for me, at least. Nothing huge. We know we're still waiting on, at least in the GPK world, waiting on the release of Vacation and Chrome, and I guess Bookworms around the corner. I hope, hopefully. So anyway, I did pick up some of my return cards. I had my second package of returns were sort of stranded near my old address. I had them kind of stopped before they got there. But I do have my FedEx box here. Another one. It's a small box. So to go with the big box, I think I'm going to draw on this one too because it's actually a more appropriate size. So, but yeah, open them up. I got the blanks. So yeah, Bobby, I did get I was within range of this place over the last weekend. I was about instead of being 4 hours away, 8 hours round trip, I was 2 hours away. So 4 hours round trip, I was able to go and drive and get them and kind of clear my head. It's a beautiful drive from where I was at across the Blue Ridge Mountains. It's a gorgeous view. So, and it was after a few phone calls, I decided I wanted to take a drive. So, hey Patrick, good to see you out there. So yeah, I got these cards. I'll bring them up here on the old all camera display. Let's see if I can, yeah, show them off a little bit. Nothing new. I so many of you have seen these on the internet. If you look around the GPK Facebook groups or anything, I'm sure there's been a few other artists out there selling them. Here's the typical trash can. I got 3 of these from Tops. One actually had like a little bit of damage right here, but I think I can sort of like fix that up in the art process. So, but yeah, it has like a little bit of a where they got a little happy with the clamshell case. Well, I don't know. I expect. I'm lucky to even have them. I think. And then of course these are the cool ones. These are the book shaped, open book shaped cards, which I think are pretty unique. Bobby, have you done any of these? Have you worked on any of these yourself, or are you still just kind of waiting to wait and see? Oh, your books had damage. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, man. That's awful. These were okay, but yeah, one of my garbage cans is actually damaged on this side too. That I'm looking at it actually. But that's okay. I mean, like honestly, I don't sell a lot of these. Like people don't really request the garbage can that much. Um, for whatever reason. I don't know. I think they're pretty cool because they're more limited. You see how many we have? Very few are there for available commission. There's 6 of these specially shaped ones, and that's all we got. But and then of course the trip to sketch. This is the cool one, which it's pretty neat. So this is the triple panel one. That's pretty cool. Glad to get that. That's a big one there. On the back here, the characters you're gonna see: Cranky Frankie, and you're gonna have to forgive me. I don't remember the character's name for this one, but I thought about doing this one time. This is the 3D card that was produced in the original series. Later in the original series cards, they produced this card. It's really cool. Um, Bobby, you might know who this one is. But yeah, you're waiting for the set to drop before you work on it. Me too. I'm again, and I've done that with Vacation too. I'm really glad I did that. Is waiting for the set to drop before I took commissions or took orders. There is no need to pre-sale these cards for myself, so I'm glad I waited. I like to do it after the set releases to see what people pull, and then they get frustrated not getting hits. Then you can sell a return card pretty easily and for a decent price. You don't have to rob people to death. Yeah, I'm really glad to have these. I was gonna let it go. I was not gonna drive 8 hours round trip to get them. I decided no. but I was in range, so I went and I got them while I was up north. And it was a good use of my time. So during that day. So anyway, I solved that problem. However, I never heard anything back from Tops. They never talked to me about them. I sent several messages, and as many artists right now are experiencing, and even customers, I think, were having trouble with communication from that corporation as it goes through its new changes in ownership and other things behind the scenes that you and I aren't aware of. And clearly, there's some shakeups and things going on. But here's for hoping that Vacation and Bookworms comes out on time, or well, at least Bookworm comes out on time. I think we'll see Vacation for the next 2 months would be my guess. This is my gut feel. Like, I have no information to prove that, but I just feel like they're going to get a late summer, fall release would be my guess. Just a gut feeling. And then we'll get to sell a few return cards or release them. I could show you some art I did. I was really happy with that set. And I know, Bobby, you probably are too. You're like, I can't show any of my work because I've been stuck here for a year waiting on it to come out almost. Yeah, I saw a few other folks too who got things sent to old addresses. I saw a FedEx box today in a private group. Went to a Star Wars sketch art artist that was a large box that was just smashed. It was just destroyed. And I wanted to almost post in that picture like, yeah, but you wait till you see the other guy, because I mean, the FedEx driver must have been killed in a car accident. He delivered the package or just pulled it out of the wreckage. Because it was terrible. I mean, if there was any cards in there, they'd been up. But anyway, let's get started here in a second. Let's see what else I had. So tonight I was thinking about doing different characters as I was planning on what I could, produce for a card show, for a trade show. Just doing some general sketches. I was thinking about some Nasty Nick, some Atom Bomb, some the basic stuff you'd expect. But then I kind of stopped, and I wanted to go back to using these artist tiles again. This is the Strathmore artist tiles. This is the 400 series. It's a higher end series and these are more for like pattern art, meditative drawing art, like patterns and things. And these have a lot of tooth and a lot of texture on them. You can't maybe see them in the camera. Maybe on the angle you can kind of see it there. There's a lot of weird, almost like a Charmin piece of toilet paper right there, Patrick. So reference for you. It's really kind of rough. But I'm gonna try using this tonight. It might be kind of fun. Try something a little different. It's like a Bristol board kind of paper that's just got a lot of texture to it. So anyway, I'm gonna try these. I usually use the 300 series because they're a little smoother. I like a smoother Bristol, but we'll try these. Well, Bobby, you can always show off your vacation cards early. You can just do it. No one would know. I don't think anybody's watching. I'll be honest with you. I haven't shown any of mine. It's funny enough I show the blanks really, but I haven't shown any of mine at all. Usually follow the rules on that. So, here we are. So anyway, tonight I'm going to draw on this type of card and frame it up 4x4, so it's bigger than is it a 2x3.5 or 2.5x3? I can't recall the sketch card size. I'll show you the difference. It's actually bigger, much different actually. So there you go. There's a GPK card. And by the way, I ordered some more of these off GPK's website. They're back up. Their store's back open on gpk.com, and they have a new back. They have a different back to them now. So I ordered some of those. And we'll try them out here soon. I really hope they kept the same vendor for the printing. I think I know who they use now, so I'm going to look into that a little deeper and try to get some personalized stock for myself. I don't have any. I've always wanted some, and I never have designed the layout I want. Like, I'm never happy with it. I'm really bad about that. Same with like website design. I hate website design artistically, but I'm excited to get some more of these because I love these cards. So I'm going to skip that tonight, and we're going to draw. I'm going to just grab my iPad here. I use this as my reference point sometimes. Here he is. Ectoplasm Eric. And if you can tell me in the chat what series he's from, that'll be some bonus points for somebody, right? I'm sure, Bobby, you'll get it. And what artist, if you want to guess that too. So Ectoplasmic Eric. I don't know what the other alternative name is, but that's just one I had in there. And I've produced him for at least 1 or 2 sets. Cool card. I like drawing Slimer. So a GPK Slimer is just perfect. So I'm judging that the quality is better tonight. The audio and the videos are good. No one said anything in the chat's bad. So yeah, we had a lot of trouble last week with the we had our guest Patrick, and he did great. But we had a lot of problem before he got here with my hotspot was dying on me for some reason. Let me get to mainstream. There we go. I'll get started. I'll tell you guys, I'm tired tonight. I wanted to skip it, but I didn't. Start by just getting a general shape of this guy and figuring out where I want the arms and all. This is one of these characters where, you know, we all know what he kind of looks like, but you got to put a little bit of a GPK style on him, which is not super hard because he's pretty close to it. This paper is a lot different because it seems to grab the lead really easily. Probably going to do some erasing here. Frame up how I want his mouth. And put a little of my own style into it too. Yeah, Patrick, we're gonna have you back on soon. It was a good time, man. We were pushing the time frame a lot on that one. We were really in a rush to get everything done, but yeah, we got it going. We got it going. The trick to that stream was, you know, I did ship out that drawing I did on the postal box to somebody, a collector. We gave away that sketch card during the GPK live stream of the Garbage Pail Kid, his channel. Gave away those cards, and oh hey Joe, good to see you. It's pretty cool to get that to somebody. Yeah, we need to see that finished piece, Patrick. That artwork is still sitting over here on the guest table, so you gotta come finish it, man. So Patrick hasn't touched it since then. He's waiting to come and do it live, so he will. I'll make him commit to it here. I'm just gonna play around for a minute. I'm not gonna follow the guidance that we have from the reference that closely this time. He's puking. We get the idea. I don't know. Yeah, and I'll tell you, I've seen some of Patrick's work recently. He's been showing me some pictures of the Predator card. He also, I think he showed that on the stream too. He's been working on that, looking good. Doing my own style of pretty basic job here. Flesh out where it wants. So the throw up on this guy actually covers a lot of the backside of his mouth here and stuff. So you know, it always bugs me until I get those lines from behind erased. Shape better. Stand it. There we go. Oh, okay. There we go. We do have the artist. That's right. It's Brett Engstrom. That's right. Yeah. Very Brett Engstrom. Oh. Yeah, I really like his work. He's a nice guy too. Real quiet guy. If you've ever met him at a con or anything like that, very cool artist. He's very quiet and modest. Definitely a GPK powerhouse, right? Awesome artist. All credit to Brett on this one. He made this one work out. Now, what set? Did you say it in the chat what set it's from? You want to do a little bit of concentration on the nose. I'm not going to see what your response is. It's hard to run chat and draw. I know that's been a big challenge. Shape his head some here. This paper does grabs a lot more of my graphite out of this pencil than normal. Different for me. Not a bad thing, it's just different. Don't have to put as much down really. Ah, Fall Comic Con 2017. Okay, excellent. Wow, it's a trick question. Unless you think it's like an 80s set or it's not the 80s. Yeah, yeah, they snuck that one in there, right? So I'm assuming you've got this one, right? You've got this card, Joe. Feel like where we want to put his arm at here a little bit Brett likes to curl his fingers under sometimes. Arm like that or not? I'll do more balls. Just making them rolled under. We'll just better. Time you get the end of the hand, and Patrick, when you were drawing in here, did you notice how hot it gets when you draw a lot? You're drawing anything? It's really warm when you're drawing. Not the lighting, because all the lighting is LED. Also, where I'm at, very hot today. Go with that for now. Maybe turn the hand or something. Oh, you only get the online sets that have sketch cards. Yeah, yeah. I haven't bought an online set in quite a while. I was telling people on the other one of the other live streams. I think the last time I bought an online set was ooh, it's bad. I think I bought the Project. These aren't GPK, but they sort of are the Project 70 sets that had Adam Bomb and Nasty Nick in them. Bought a few of those, and then before that, it's either the Stranger Kids sets or the meme set. I think. So I don't typically buy the sets. I like them though. The Bizarre Holidays were kind of nice. I used a lot of those. Um, I used a lot of those for the few sets I recently worked on. Pulled some stuff out of it. Feel like they don't get the attention they should, as in sketch cards at least. Trim the top of his head down a little bit. Shape. Give him a super long tongue on this one. I might shorten it a little. I'm in no hurry tonight. People always ask, how long does it take to do this or how long does it take to do that? And honestly, it's a hard question to answer sometimes because it varies. And sometimes it depends on how much time you have. It's one of those old adage where it takes as long as you have sometimes. You can have an hour to do something, it'll take you an hour. And if you have 30 minutes, you'll do it in 30 minutes. So, um, one of those scenarios. So tonight I want to spend about an hour on this, see where I get. Like I have some luxury because I have this large canvas to use with them, and I could do a little more with them. I don't have to worry about fitting them on a card. Yeah, I wonder what this card goes for on eBay then if it's an online set. They're going for more these days. Never even looked. Can't. I was always. I don't know if people they didn't put it in the '80s set or something. Yeah. They've had a few Ghostbusters cards, right? They've had at least one I can think of in the 30th anniversary set. I think there's a Ghostbuster card in there. It was either in the or Stay Puff is marshmallowing the Ghostbusters. Oh yeah, the tip rises. Yeah, 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 Patrick. Pretty sleepy before I got on here. I had a nice Subway sandwich earlier, and blood sugar's high, so half asleep. I had to drink a. I'm infused tonight with a Red Bull, so I have Red Bull power for at least half an hour. Get us there. Normal. I want to put a little bit of more angle on the fingers. I'm gonna just straight out to the side, so I'm just gonna attempt to add a little more this way, and then erase in that. And in the end, remember you can always clean this kind of stuff up with the pen at the end. So what I plan to do. Fix it when I line it. Stabilize it so it looks more like I wanted to. He's got an ear around here, sort of. Let's bulge in. Go back to the nose and the face. A little better. Yeah, I think it is going to turn out well, especially Bobby. I plan to do some. Yeah, this has a really neat airbrush color around it. I love that where Brett used the sort of light red fuchsia, almost fuchsia red color around it. It's gonna look pretty cool. And I plan to use a little bit of the black light green on it to make it glow when I'm done. I used to use black, not black light paint, but I use glow in the dark paint on Slimer characters, and I still like to, but just more time intensive. More of the tongue with this. These, just play with them until they get to be the shape you want, and nothing wrong. I don't want to go too heavy on the lead tonight. I'll have to erase a lot. And this paper's grabbing a lot of more graphite than I'm used to. That's what I'm used to. Normal for some. Find these two. Be more projectile and less, there we go, less runny here. According to GPK, only 190, 187, is that right? Sets were sold for that? Gosh, that's nothing. Wow. Patrick, you're asking, how does it feel to draw on this kind of card? It feels real grippy because it's got that texture on it. It's grabbing and ripping the lead off my pencil a lot more. Plus, I use a drawing like a lead pencil, so I do more like technical, tighter drawings than just with a regular sharpening pencil. So that's one thing too. Is it's if I had one of those, it'd probably pull even more lead. I draw with one of the anal pencils. God, um, it's not bad. Just different. Again, I was saying earlier, I use the 300 series normally, not the. But look, I mean, when you get a good deal on it, where's it at? Where's it's at? I got a deal. That's a discounted copy, package of paper. So here it is. So see, look, I got on sale. So there you go. $4.99. Nope, $2.99. So there you go. The bargain. All right, let's figure out kind of his tail and shape him up a little bit more. We'll put some ink on him and get him shaped up. It might fix this. Looking like fat Matt back here. I'm gonna have to fix. In here, you gotta sort of like taper down some. Swing back up with his tail. He's got like a little tail back. Right, but yeah, we're not gonna draw him. We're not gonna draw him. We're not gonna color him in grayscale. Be ashamed to do him in grayscale, right? Just thinking about some of the most recent ones I've had to do kind of fast. I do like grayscale, but not for this guy. I'm gonna remove some of this. A little different. Might shape his head. His head's not perfectly the way I want it yet, but we'll get there. Yeah, it is kind of like Upchuck with the open eyes, isn't it? Yeah. Upchuck is a pretty cool character to me. I drew him years ago as a fan of in a fan set or a thank you thing on a website. We were giving away cards to some artists that had produced giveaways for the site, and Dustin Graham, who had done sketch cards for some of the earlier uh, what series did he give away for? Some of the early 2000 sets. Not all new series, brand new series. He'd done some sketch cards for him, and I think he did some concept art. And you're probably familiar with Dustin Graham, Bobby, but Dustin had done some giveaway artwork for this group, and I was tasked with giving him a gift card drawing. So I drew his favorite character was Upchuck. So I drew him Upchuck, um, and one of my early cards, and I made his vomit was it was glow in the dark. So like I was telling you earlier, I use glow in the dark paint and gave him a glow in the dark effect. He has it hopefully to this day. I mean, he showed it and liked it and everything. So it was a long time ago. I'm gonna do something different with his hand. I want to change it up. Sometimes if I don't like the way this hand looks compared to the other one, I'll redo it a little bit bigger. I think anybody likes drawing hands. Honestly, GPK hands are not that hard. Sometimes that happens. If we're overthinking it, I don't need to overthink. That's what I'm gonna say there. I kind of like that better. I will make it look a little more uniform when I ink it. Now I like that. Oh, that'll be better. A little better. And his arm here, his arm. Connect a little bit more there. Slimer is also the last character I drew was a real Ghostbusters Slimer I drew for my son. Right before I started working on the tops my last sketch card I did before I did that. So special one. And this shading is just marking some places for me. I will probably erase it and just do it with some different variations of green shadow effect, just to place hold some of that. And here, sort of like fix the bottom of his jaw here. Sort of loses his definition down. He does. I told you I'd shape that tongue up a little, make it shorter. Bugging me. He's got a lot of rules, but you don't have to add 1,000. Add a couple, and you sort of do some more with the ink when you're done. Define a few more. I don't want to go too heavy in here with pencil because then I've still got to erase some of this stuff. Here. Work back there. Pretty close to where I think I can do something with that. Time for a commercial break. We'll do a Red Bull commercial break here. I use Diet Red Bull because medical reasons, I'll just say. And anyway, that's my fuel for tonight. So no sponsorship Red Bull, but if you want to sort of sponsor these videos of this copyrighted material, you can. Great. Thank you. The honest truth is it's a pretty quick way to get caffeine in me. So all right, it's gone. All right. So let's start doing some ink. Lining. My trusty Copic 2.5 multi-liner. Some of this stuff. Bobby, what kind of multi-liner do you use on yours? Do you use one? I can't recall what you use on that. Use a. They make so many good brands of these. I have other ones as well. find any at the moment. Let's see, Micron. Micron's pretty good. Yeah, just have it. Wrong color, but same. Good brand. This is a brush marker, in fact, but it's a Micron brand. Anyway, there are some other good brands out there. Many of them. Here it is. The blue one. There's a Micron. Yeah, Micron. This is a 0.01. The blue I got probably for doing eyes. Honestly, I probably bought this to do eyes with. It's very small. Look at that. Sometimes I've bought specialty ones to do eyes and things with. And then sometimes I also use these. These are 0.04s. They're pretty big actually. These are fabulous. Colored. This is a brown one. I use those sometimes. Good set. These are cheap and really effective. Nothing wrong with using any of these. I like the Copics though because I know they won't bleed or run when I'm going over them with alcohol markers. So that's why I use them. Microns are also fantastic. Both of those are highly recommended. Anyway, enough talk. Color in or drawing this guy. A lot of times you might notice I like to just start on a curve somewhere, but no particular right place to start. More important about where you leave off. Like here, I'm going to stop right near where I'm going to start another line. So like if I make an error or need to resume here, you won't notice a big problem here. Stop a little short. Also, I like these because they're technically a felt tip sort of brush on them, or not brush, but a tip on them. They're felt tips and they're replaceable as well. So when these wear out, and I have wore them down, I actually do wear these down when I use them so much. So you can pull this out and replace it, just like you can with brush nibs on alcohol markers, some of them, and the cartridge is replaceable too. Cartridge pulls out, throws away, put another one in there. They're easily to get, very easy to get. So using is it a Bobby? I can't see tonight. Is that a 0.8? 0.08 or zero? Was that 3? I can't quite see that in my readout screen here, but pretty small. Unless you're using a 0.3 is what you mean. Maybe you got that. Maybe you moved the decibel or something. And you probably did. You probably got the wrong thing typed in there. But a 0.3, I've used those two. Those are a little bit bigger than this, and there's nothing wrong with it either. I have used to use a 0.2, and the 2, 5, and 3 I choose right kind of in the middle. The 0.3 is fantastic. You can do the same stuff I'm doing with this. I just like to try to cheat and get in there in a little tighter spots with this one. That 3 is a little bit heavy-handed for me to do it with, but that's just depends on the artist, really. But I like how these grip, especially in this kind of paper. I'm feeling it a lot. Is the felt tip grips really nicely, paper and on the regular cards as well. So no problem at all. Confident it's going to go where you want it to go, and it really does. These things don't fly around. Patrick, you've been using these for a while, or using a multi-liner for a while, and I told you you'd get over the concerns every artist has with using pens initially. Like, oh, it's a pen, it's permanent. Oh no, like it's kind of stressful to start using pens the way illustrators do and things. So you realize you can fix your errors and trust these things and know your tools. It really isn't a problem. I actually really enjoy actually probably doing the pen work more than I do the pencil at this point. We all make mistakes with them too, so well, being able to walk back your mistakes and make them in the first place is great too. The preferred
does happen. Don't love that, and I'll probably show you a way to tone that down in a minute. The other reason I love the inking stage, it just makes your drawings start to pop better, and you can see things coming together that you almost can see in the pencil, but I think I just like bolder lines.
Yeah, you made your predator look cross-eyed. I think it's funny. Yeah, yeah. You showed me that. I think I'd leave him cross-eyed. I think it's hilarious.
Um, looks better actually, cross-eyed. This is just funnier, you know. What about one evening doing one of those tiny, tiny sketch cards, the micro ones that are like the size of a stamp or something, just as something different. Kind of interesting to do that. Bobby, I don't know if you ever attempted one of those. People out there who try to do those just for fun. Like shrinkflation, we call it here in the States. Same price for the sketch, a lot less sketch. Some of this I might wait. I'll try to put a little more in where I see some detail, but I can always come back and add this in. This would be variations of green through here, really. Maybe a little yellow and then some green. I don't want to add too much in there. Lines. Might leave these lines alone and just erase them and come back in. I could do some ink on them, or I could I just use green ink. A little bolder around the eyes here. Just about done here with this. I think I'll probably have to line it one more time before I'm done. Add some heavier weight to some of the lines, but it's smart to do is we get the first lining done, erase all the graphite, then go back in afterward, or even do it after you color it. Makes sense. Yeah. I got another video I'm going to post up tomorrow at some point of a new, well, not a new, but a return card I did a little while back. All new series. It's a return I did a couple months ago, but I finally put the video together, time lapsed. So I was going to release it earlier in the week and then some revisions to it and finally got it done. It's been a real busy week work wise, so close up some of these. So anyway, it turns out tomorrow will be the day. And this guy's hand here, I'm gonna do something there. Let's see. Here's my little Faber Castell. This is the 1058B. B means brush because it has this stupid brush on the end, which I used to tear them off and make fun of them like that. But they are really good actually for getting this crap off here actually really well. But anyway, it's a sandpaper eraser basically. So it will scrape off some of that excess ink I don't want right there. That changed my mind. Now I could do a few things. I can conceal it with some paint, or I could use a white pen or pencil or something. But honestly, that does what I want right there. I don't have to. I just want to take a little bit of that off, right? Also, what I used to remove the side of the lines on these old sketch cards and stuff. They're not this one, but I could use it. I have used it. You know, pop outside the border if I want something to kind of pop out a little bit. Sometimes I use this to do the hard way and erase it instead of painting. Really handy pencil to have, these kind of pencils. Also have it in like, you know, bar versions too, like this. But this isn't one of them, but let's see. Have the other one. Well, I have another one somewhere laying around. Yep, here it is. By Tombow, the mono line for ink. This is for ink right there. So, you know, I'm sure most of you have seen these, but yeah, it's got sand, grit sort of built into it. You can use these to erase anything you need to. Also good for colored pencil removal as well. So, to a degree. Yeah, cool. Yeah, it's a really good tool. It's surprisingly these little brush actually it grabs all the little crap on there and pulls it right off. Better than you would think. A little extra bit. I used to take them off. The original ones I had didn't have this, but again, I think those are Amazon or art stores have them. They're harder to find sometimes with the brush. But well worth it. All right, they last a long time. All right, we want to tighten a few lines up here and there. Do overboard with anything, but just going back over with I can add some easily add line weight to it. We'll have to go to a bigger caliber. I'll say no. I don't have to go to a bigger ink pencil pen. Can I don't know, but I could. I'm gonna be kind of careful to overdo it. I'm gonna make all the shadow going this way on all these. Time with it, no rush. I was saying earlier in the stream, I'd mentioned right off I was gonna go to a sports card, non-sports card, hobby, and comic book show this week near me. Just briefly gonna visit it, check it out, and the same venue is gonna be used July, so I'm thinking about setting up a table there. All the fun that's involved with getting that all set up be a bit stressful, honestly. Planning to do. And if that goes well, I might do another one later in the fall. The one I was planning to go to next month is hobby and comic and sports card show. So it's not 100% ideal for non-sports card. Will do. This one I'm going to this better, but I'm not ready for that. The stuff set up, arrangements made. We'll see. Bobby, have you ever set up for anything like that? Shows? I know you said before in the UK there aren't too many of those in your area. Linebacker. A little more. I'll live with that for now. Not any your way. Yeah, it's thing. We seem to have a lot of them where I'm at, or in my region over the summer at least. Especially the sports cards ones, and I know the sports cards are. I don't know if they're more of an American thing or not. Seem to be. Um, Not exclusive to America, but I know it's dominant here. For trading cards, it is. The sports stuff. I think the sports stuff, the values are down right now, but The hobby's not. Still a good help. So yeah, Patrick, I don't want to see any more sports cars for a while. I don't think you do either.
Start looking at some color. This guy deserves some color. I still like to get some of this extra carbon up there away from the graphite away.
And I'd guess in the UK you'd have, football cards, soccer US, you know, US perspective, but footballer cards and World Cup stuff.
Yeah, you're done with portrait. Patrick, you left that one big box of cards on my table down there. I still got it down there in the kitchen, dining room area. I still got it, and we haven't even touched it.
No desire to.
It's pretty funny because there was a time when I would have loved that stuff. Here anymore. One day we'll get. All right, gonna start with the greens now. Let's look at some greens. Here's my black light green here from Touch markers. If you've ever seen these, if you can see that marker in the camera there, that's the one of the other brands I use occasionally. I have a few of these. I have like a flesh tone set, and I have a black light sort of set, and they are the nibs are replaceable on them. Of course, they're expensive, so you might as well just buy a new marker. And I haven't been able to find the ink, but the nibs are replaceable. So anyway, these are pretty neat. They're from South Korea, so they're a South Korean model, and they're at one point I think they were like number 2 to Copics, like quality. So, but they're great. I've used them a lot. I used the flesh tones when I was low on flesh tones with Copics ones, and the black lights are superior to the Copics in a lot of ways. With maybe the exception of the orange. Orange is pretty good from the Copic, but everything else is just awesome. So I'll use that. Somebody use it for a base green. My actual greens over here tonight too. Got for two cans of green here. That's a blue green there. What's that doing in there? All right. I looked at some old Prismacolors in there too. So take a look at what some of these are. It's for fun. Prismacolor green tea. See, I don't think this is going to be a good color, but nah, it's a little too muted for what I want. I want this guy to look kind of bright. Let's see. This is G12 here. Sea green. Let's see what that looks like. Still too muted for me. Okay, go back to the Prismacolor and just try these out. Spring green. It has not promising, but sometimes these are deceptive. So let's see what it looks like actually on the paper. Yeah, see? Pretty dark, right? Nowhere near what you're seeing on the cap. Even when it dries, it's going to dry kind of dark. So that's. I remember this one being suspiciously deceptive. That's why I was like playing with that one. Unfortunately, these, which are very good markers, they're not refillable. The nibs aren't replaceable, and now you can't buy them individually. They used to be sold individually in the States, and now they're only available in sets. So that kind of sucks. And they were cheaper than Copics, so if you wanted to buy a cheaper marker, they had like a bullet in on this end, and they were decent markers for sure. Used plenty of them. Go for a green O2 spectrum green. Might try that for some shading in a minute. Now, I'm gonna have to go back to my tried and trues. I think yeah, yellow green 6. The yellowish green. I really like this green from Copic. A good color. Still a little heavy-handed for it. Or something light, maybe yellow green 11. Please. Yeah, let's start with that. And of course, I talked about this one. Let's look at it. Black light green. It comes off a little lighter than the yellow green 6 from Copic, but it's real good base green for a lot of stuff I like to work on with CPKs. And here's the fluorescent green from Copic. So this is a yellow green 2. Fluorescent green. Take a look at this. I think it's kind of dark. Look at that. There's the comparison to them there. Very dark shade. And yeah, they dry a little lighter, but I mean, that's pretty close what you're going to get. Yellow green 11, you Sam Patrick? I think you're right. So far, that's pretty much the winner. I might have a few things a little lighter, but get too light, there's no point, right? Here's something crazy. This is a crystal opal. What this looks like. Oh wow, you can't even see that. You see, really good blending color, a very good light color for something very dainty. But yeah, that's a green. That's the 4 zeros there. So I rarely use that. Look at jade. So 2 zeros. Better. Still kind of like the wrong tone for that. Dim green. Again, very muted, very light. Sure, I want it to look like that. And fluorescent green 1. So this is more like a yellow. A little glow and black light too. It's a yellow basically. It's not even a green. So all respectively. Wrong green. Yeah, for sure. So back to yellow green 11. Patrick saying that should be kind of the base there around the edge. So I'll play with that and see. We'll build up from there. Right? Kind of start there, build up around it. I'll end up trying to use this in my lighter areas. What I'll do. Start with. May not even bother too much with this part. We'll just hit a little bit in there. We're going to come up with fluorescent as well. So I'll hit a little bit in there. Sure not to hit wrong. And I could use some of the white space to sort of do some of the shadowing effect, or the lighting effect around the edge of the shadow. But I think I'll just all greens. What I probably will do is use this marker to blend around some of the darker ones. Throw some darker colors down. Kind of a base coat, get a feel where I'm going. Want more shadow there a little bit. Start. And I'm going to come in with, let's see, one harder with the 6. Yep, 3 and 6. A good coloring on a drawing will make any drawing look way better than it is. Even if it's not your greatest work, if you can color it well and make shading right, you can do a lot with it. Stand out more than it would normally if it's coloring job. People notice that coloring at the really what they're seeing. See a lot of artists mess up on the coloring phase. This artist messed up on the coloring phase too, so we're all in that boat for sure. Have a bad day. But the good thing about alcohol markers, you can blend this stuff out if you make a mistake or you don't like what you're doing or start off one way and you decide to change it up a little bit.
advantage, you can get out of there. And if you get into trouble, you know what you do? Reach to those colored pencils. You can either enhance your drawing more or you can fix it. So when I got to the point where I couldn't, I thought, achieve any more with alcohol markers, I started integrating. I guess I always wanted to integrate colored pencils into my drawing. I think that gave them a little more punch, a little more. Some artists use colored pencils exclusively, do some fantastic, beautiful work. They're near painting quality. They're not paintings, but they can get pretty close. That's always impressive. Like Bobby, you use a lot of pencils in your work, and it looks really good. I mean, he's quite good with this. But those two mediums definitely leave the top of these kind of light. So I want to hit this with that black light marker in a little. I want this cube to kind of glow. Or I also have the option to come over with paint later if I want to use the glow in the dark paint. Really easy to find that kind of stuff here in this state. Pretty easy. Hobby Lobby, glow in the dark. Shading here. Now, the old rule for me used to be you can do about 3 coats with the same color. You can probably go over that. Depends on what kind of paper you're working with, doing sketch cards. But the general rule used to be with Copics, you could do about 3 coatings of the same color before it would just be oversaturated. On the back, you see I don't really have a lot of saturation. I have a little bit right up here and here, but not bad, not bad. And that may not matter. I honestly don't care most of the time if I come through the back of the card or something. Some card companies do care, certain sets, but he's not only one of those. Be aware of. You also have trouble with that if you oversaturate a card. You may not be able to get any more. May not be able to color it the way you expect. You can't move the ink around as much if it's just sitting on top of each other constantly. I always build up and try to be kind of minimalist as much as I can. Blend some of that around in a minute. See. Yeah, no, that's absolutely right. You can't always get the colors you want. I can't always get the blending I want or the colors to work the way I want them to sometimes, or maybe it goes wrong. And then, yeah, purples, man, just purples are, and sometimes blues for me, darker blues, but purples definitely. I have several go-to pencils over here for purples right there. That when I need a purple, because I don't think the Copics are pretty. I'm not limited in purples, but I just feel like I'm more limited what I can do with them sometimes. I just be me. Guy's tongue is pretty bright, so I'm going to go for this color here. This is a light prawn for 22. There, off both ends. Sometimes an old tip, but you don't have to. This is a good marker. I love the this marker's got great coverage. I'm gonna try to be smart with this one, and I'm gonna put like a bold line at the bottom and go light and let it blend with another marker. See what I mean by that in a minute. What does that mean?
All right, so R22. Let's get something a little light. R21. I'm kidding. Maybe it'll be okay. It might be actually. Let's see. So take a look at these two. One is the next one down the family, but it's a little too similar. See, it's not going to blend and really make a big difference. It's going to make a big blob. So you want something super light. Go for the R20. Let's see what that looks like. Still not enough. I like to go way down. Let's go down to jump down to this R01 or R00. Do the R01. This is a pinkish white. Still, I mean, a lot lighter, but that's I'm going to use that to blend with. And I still may not like this 100%. I still might come over with a white pencil or something, but I'm just going to go on the very edge of that and try to blend it a little bit. Do too much with it. Just kind of blend beside that line, and it gives sort of a shimmer effect to that tongue right there. Might want to go darker back in here. Leave this out here, kind of a little lighter. Honestly, I probably would come over that with a colored pencil, a white pencil, and go over it. And find one here. Not my great white pencil, but we'll see how it does. Can't see a difference. Well, then always go too far, and you need to probably use a pencil. Here is one of my polychromos I use this one a lot to do the little circle cheeks on the character. Sometimes I'm gonna use it on this tongue because it's also good for a bit of punch to the tongue. How easy that is to blend that. That's what Bobby was saying too. Sometimes it's just she just need that pencil to get in there and add just a little bit more punch to it. A little more. Yeah, that's looking pretty cool. So we'll leave that alone for now. All right. So okay, talked about maybe doing a little darker colors, maybe the green and then blending, right? Let's go a little darker on the green. See what this looks like. See what the doesn't look like it. I go over this a little bit before I do that, just to get some of that black light in there. And this thing again is not too much darker than the yellow green I used. Yellow green 6 I used. I'm gonna go in there and sloppily slap some in there here and there. I want the puke to sort of like punch out with the black light. It doesn't look bad. It doesn't look bad. If I want to come in here and add some lighter sections, I can put a pencil in here, or I can come in here and dab paint on it to give it that shine effect with a little bit of a bead of white paint on this. I might not. So I need something a little darker than the 6. Which the next one up would be yellow green 7, if I can. Or a 9. A 9's overkill, I think. Really, yeah. Dark. Could blend it around. The Patrick, did I loan you my 7? I'm kidding. Here's a green 7. This will be fine. I may have misplaced. Too dark.
17. Now I might risk this one and just risk it a little bit and then blend it around. Just see. I think I can make that work. Really dark is a different tone color, but I sort of need to punch harder through areas and make him a little more, just build that confidence. And we'll spread that ink around. Mouth a little quick. I did plan to go in there with some black or something. Like that. Yes, it's coming to life pretty good there. I like. Again, we'll go back and forth here. We're gonna blend it again, and then we're gonna come back and more of this back process. Digging that. Don't really have to. Some people just leave it like that, and that's fine. Gonna blend it some. Not in a hurry, right? Coming up an hour and a half. Appreciate everyone tuning in and spending time with me tonight. Bobby, thanks for your insomnia. Appreciate you being here too. Still impressed you're able to be up this late. Okay. We have some other friends too who do that stay up pretty late over there. Is it bleeding through? Um, yeah, your cards you have to be a little careful with. This one's it's still not coming through a lot. You look at that, how much the dark ink I put on there. I'm also not. I'm just I'm brushing it on. I'm not. I'm not going down and I'm coloring heavy. Like I can't even do that hardly. But I don't color real heavy. I'm just barely trying to put a little bit on there because I'm going to blend it around. When I blend it, you are going to see more bleed through because I'm going to blend with this. Where's that yellow green 11 I have over here? I think. Let's do a little bit of blending if I don't drop the marker. And then you'll see a little bit of bleed through will come through. Like a little bit. Some areas I want to do more than others. It'll look pretty cool. I didn't do much right here. Probably should put like a little darker there. 17 here. Use the 17. I think I did. Yeah, I did. I also used to keep a cup like right by the artwork. So any markers I'm using during that piece, I throw them all in a cup so I'd have everything I'm using right there, like I know, and like I've had to go away from a drawing or come back to it.
everything I was using was over there. So you don't mix up what colors you're using. And over time you'll learn what they are, but I just, you know, on a live stream like this and talking, I could grab the wrong one. Careful. Just a little line here. I'm going to blend. Thank you. Thank you, Joe. Yep, 17. That Red Bull's wearing off, man. Honestly. Blend this a little bit. Now this is pretty light to be blending with on this darker of a color, but I want to give it that translucency effect because he's pretty slimy looking, and I might go over certain sections with another darker color. Because in some of these areas here, I want to kind of build that up a little slowly. So blending isn't just one shade sometimes. I might want to go over different things. This lighter one, I want to hit these sections where I want to preserve a little bit of lighting on the bottom of his arm here and stuff. Careful, you'll destroy all the gradients you already have. You'll have to build up again and blend again. Patience. Crazy. Not hitting all the white space there, just the edge of the place where I stopped coloring, and it kind of a little less work. Smart, not hard, right? Both ways. Work hard. That's looking kind of cool. I kind of like that a little bit. Perfect, but digging that. Digging that part. Yeah. Get up in here. And you'll see in the back, see it's coming through a little bit right there. Right there, some of the dark areas. Area through. Pushing that ink around. Some areas you want to push it out like this to where you want it to go. Others areas where you don't want to push around, you just kind of do little swirls or strokes. Real easy to use. And I think this is an ideal candidate for a pencil as well to come back in here. And that's probably this move would be to use a green pencil and come do some more detail work. Probably won't do that tonight. I don't want to keep everybody here forever, but get them colored up and I'll spray them. Call it at that. And I might come back and add to this video and kind of digging that. Cool. Might add a little more green in this guy here, bottom of his face. Yeah. Thanks about the puke. I'm glad it pops good. Yeah, it's actually a different shade too. If you notice when I threw that other fluorescent green in there, it does pop a little differently. And I think some of that's using some more of the muted tones on his actual on Slimer himself versus the slime. You know, you don't want it all to be the same green, right? Also, was careful with his cheek. I don't want to do too much there. Oh, let's get that down there. Not forget the eyes. He's got these kind of like burnt orange looking eyes. See if we can something like that. Or we could go neon with him or something crazy. You know, we could do something.
do that. Let's see how these look. I don't think these look that great once they're on there. We'll just put them on there and see. I think it doesn't look good on the regular drawing, but in blacklight it does. I might just put them on as a base and then put some more burnt orange around them. Let's see. So, yellow red 23. Let's see if this looks appropriate. That's a little more appropriate. I go one shade darker. So that's a 23. I have a 24 here somewhere. Here it is. And again, with those eyes there, the pupils stuff, I mean, put a little blue, little white paint dot in there or gel pen dot. Go ahead and color these in. The what if thing. Black there. Little dots in there. That way it can be on both the iris and so find a better pen. Something a little more significant than that. Let me switch off to a new pen. Let's see. Some of these too. I've had these for years. These are the Uniball white pens. These are pretty nice too. Give you one of these, Patrick. If I have. You don't. If I didn't give you one. Pretty good. See over here on the top, they spin around until they drop a nice little. There we go. I love the gel pens too. These jelly roll pens are great. I like having a fresh new. All right. Let's see. Still think pencil would polish it up more. Probably would line this top again. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna line it again. Up there. Other places that again, I like the heavily lined stuff, so it's me. Way really. Still might go over and do it again once I spray this one too. Let's go for a darker green in his mouth over here. Kind of went dark black over here, but I'm gonna go real dark green inside his mouth. Let's see. Crazy. I don't know if this is too dark or not. Let's see. This is a G28 ocean green. Never really used it that much. So I don't want to pull both caps off so it doesn't bleed anywhere crazy. I think it's not too dark to still see the lines I made in there. That do it that way. Then I think just to make it look a little more consistent, I'll use a black inside there on the very tip of that. This is a special black 110, just a little shimmery, a little more shimmery than a regular black color 100. Basically undetectable by most people. What I grabbed. Whatever you want. Bridge. What I was doing over there with it. Blend it a little. How will I blend it? With the 28 I had. There it is. Put it away. Put transition is kind of nice. It's very dark, 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 and then you see lines, and then you see a little bit lighter green. It's very subtle. No one will really care but me. But I like. Do a couple more things. I want to add a little more green to his arm right there. Places I would improve. It dries lighter, so I'm gonna go over it and then over it probably again. And I still think a good pencil, some good pencil work would do wonders for this drawing. Probably will do that. Definitely in these areas that I'm playing with right now, I could do a little more with it. And the back again, still bleeding through more. Patrick, as I was talking about earlier, when I blended it, it's going to come through. But again, this paper can take a pretty good beating. There's quite a lot of ink on here. Shade around it. Typically, GPK characters do have like a little bit of a shading around. Do a touch more with the nose too. The nose isn't fantastic. It's okay. And go in there with a 0.1, tiny, tinier, smaller. Fix the nostrils a little bit. Like in line. This one was a little too far over. Make it go that way. That's enough for that. I'm not gonna worry about perfectionism on that. Well, let's see. With this black light a little bit. I like this color, not because I want to add the glow effect, but over and trying to hit any areas. I don't like the way it's blended a little bit here or there, you know. All right. Now let's choose a background color. Originally it was sort of a pinkish fuchsia kind of color. Let's see if I can find something close to it that's acceptable. This is a red violet. Can't read that. 25, which is dog rose. I can't read that. Sorry, folks. Dog rose flower. Dog rose flower. And man, that is just about perfect for what was on there. I think it was spray great. I'm not a fan of pink, but like that's what they kind of use on the original drawing, and it does kind of work. You think that's pretty good. Red doesn't work, but this pinkish red. And then maybe red 43 is close to it. Maybe even closer, lighter. Let's just spray this and see how it looks. How about that? All right, I'll spray beside it and we can get an idea what that's going to spray like too, because sometimes the markers spray kind of weird. So up here, I'm going to just do a little sample. Yeah, it looks pretty good. So that's kind of what I want. So check around there. I don't see anything that looks too outstandingly bad. When you're spraying in like this, marker didn't cap somewhere. No, I thought it was green. This marker I'm using. You can use like a pencil to hold it in the center and just spray around if you want to. I use my hands a lot. I'm not scared of the ink. So Start with spraying the edge. It's a good healthy marker, so I'm not worried about running out of ink. And I spray the edge kind of lightly all the way around him. Sure that I don't get too close to him, so I don't want to. You know, you're gonna get a little overspray inside the whiter areas around him, but I still will go over with a white pencil when I'm finishing up. Yeah, just pull back. You can rotate. I have the ability to rotate the drawing here. It's nice, so I don't have to. Pencil right there. Pretty good. I'm gonna go a little darker on the edge up here. Trying to hit the edge a little bit. What you can do too is if you have a lighter color, if I step down from this, I can go even inside a little bit more if I needed to. I don't think I need to. So I can kind of simulate that by just going a little darker on the edges. Picture frame it up. Sorry about the air compressor. It's just nature of the beast here. Sounds bad in the microphone or not, but not too bad. There's a point where you want to stop with it. Go too far. He's really easy because he's all right here, but characters that have like openings in them and stuff, and you have to kind of decide how you're gonna get the ink in there. You can use tape and stuff, but again, it doesn't look too bad. That's not too bad. Not too bad for a quick little drawing here. So again, I'm gonna come back later off camera, and I'm gonna put in some more green because I want him to get polished up with the pencil. But for tonight, I think we're gonna stop right there. We stopped for our GPK drawing for tonight. Hope you enjoyed it. I want to thank Patrick, Bobby B, Joe, everybody else out there who viewed and who will check it out later. I appreciate it. Again, I'll be releasing a video tomorrow on YouTube. It's Act Hogan and WrestleMania kind of card from All New Series 6. So it's a commission I did on a late to school apple shaped card. So that'll be going up tomorrow, probably midday roughly. Put that up. So if you would check it out, like it, subscribe, whatever you want to do, it's fine. But I hope you enjoyed it, and thanks for tuning in tonight and checking out a little bit of drawing with me. So have a great week, and I'll talk to you soon. Thanks a lot. Thank you, everybody.